break every aspect of it down, find our mistakes, find the things that we did good, and really do a great job of evaluating a lot of kids, because we played 67 kids in that game. And so got all the corrections made yesterday at practice, and put the game to bed, and then started moving on to San Diego State. So the second half of practice yesterday, we started moving to San Diego State, and that's what we're doing today, game planning. So.
After studying it more, what do you like about Marquise and Mitch, and what are some things that they need to improve on?
Yeah, when you looked at, when you really broke them both down, they both played very similar. I mean, you take away the 3 picks that we have, which probably 2 of those picks should have been touchdowns, and we underthrew them and gave them an opportunity to make a pick. And then the one on the screen, down there on our 12-yard line, I mean, we don't want those to happen, obviously, but they did. But you take those 3 things out of it, they both did a really good job of their decision-making throughout the game with the things that we asked them to do, as far as where they go with the ball, also whether they're handing the ball off or whether they're throwing it, with the different schemes that we use. So they did, I thought they managed the game pretty well, I really did, and we will we'll continue, Marquise will be our starting quarterback, and we will use Mitch as we need to throughout the game.
How much of what didn't go well is correctable, quickly correctable?
Well, you hope all of it is. I mean, and I think it is. I mean, I think just about every mistake that we made in that game is definitely correctable. I think we had, what was it, 9 freshmen?
Nine first-time starters.
9 first-time starters, 14 freshmen that played in that game. But 9 guys that started the game that had never started a game before, and 14 freshmen that played, throughout that game. I mean, so, again, I would say with the mistakes that we made, they're definitely correctable. I think it was a lot of inexperience mistakes, and so just like we talked about before, every opportunity we can give those guys, they're going to learn from those mistakes and hopefully won't make them again.
Are you going to continue to split the reps between Marquise and Mitch, kind of like how you did on Saturday? Or
and we didn't, we didn't go into the game saying we were going to, with our thought process, we were going to split reps. I mean, we had finally made our decision that Marquise was, that Mitch was going to come in on the 3rd series of the game for sure. We wanted him to know that he was coming in so he could prepare himself that way. But then throughout the game, it was just a feel thing. And then when the game kind of got out of hand, we got him some more reps.
What did you like about your defense? I mean, you talked about energy the other night, but
yeah,
watching the film, anything different stand out?
Well, early on, I thought we were not, we weren't, I mean, the energy was there, but we weren't playing really well early on, especially in the first half. Now, let me go back. I need to say this again, that quarterback that they have, and they did a really nice job. I mean, he did a nice job putting the ball where it needed to be put. He did a great job, deciphering coverages and knowing where the ball should go there. But we still, we gave up too many short passes. But again, that was them taking advantage of where we were, where we felt like there were some problems for us going into that game, and they took advantage of it. But once our defense settled down and they started playing, and they continued with the good energy, and good things started happening.
We had asked you, I guess, in preseason about 3rd year in the system. Would you see a step forward? And I think Schottmer said the other night that was kind of how it had been in preseason camp. The 3rd quarter in particular, with you got 3 and outs and turnovers. I mean, is that accurate?
That is very accurate. That's kind of the way camp has been. I mean, and they had, we've put a tremendous amount of emphasis on creating takeaways this year, with our guys. I mean, it's not that we haven't in the past, but this year, I mean, it's been something that we have spent a lot of time on and talked quite a bit about and worked on it daily in practice. And I thought it paid off for our guys. I really don't remember us creating that many balls on the ground in the entire season last year. What we accomplished in that one game yesterday, or actually in that one half, basically. So, guys, and sometimes you do things in practice and it doesn't carry over to the field. in a game. And so I think early on it was more about everybody just trying to get a feel for where they were in the game, and then once the game got rolling, then they started doing the things that they've been working on.
Do you look at that then, like the third quarter, as a tangible sign of, like you talked about, the progress you want to make in the third season, or was it just kind of the ball got rolling right one time?
You know, I hope it's 3 seasons into it. I hope we're making progress. I think we are. So, you know, but also, you know, usually when that momentum swings and you make something good happen and everybody gets excited and it's contagious and here comes another one, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're rolling. So we'll take that anytime.
Coach, the 67 players that play, have you done that before in the past in openers?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. When Kevin told me it was 67 players, I mean, I've never really, you know, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It was a lot of players, and I'm glad it worked out that way, you know, because we know we're a young football team, and those young kids need to get as many reps as possible because we know they're going to have to help us throughout the season. And so I thought that was really a good thing. But I have no idea if I've ever played 67.
Was a lot of that just putting them in and seeing who responded well, that type of thing?
Well, I mean, part of it was we planned on playing a lot of those guys. I mean, a lot of them that were planned on playing, and then as the game got going and the situation, came around, I mean, we were able to put more guys in. And but still, I think the majority of those guys were planning on playing. We were going to play them no matter what because we needed them to get reps.
So the 14 freshmen, any one of them exceed your expectations? And also, second part to that, any of them actually show they made adjustments during the course of the game Saturday night and were better at the end of the game than at the beginning of the game?
Oh, I thought our entire team was better as the game went on. And I'm going to, I'm going to go back to I think our guys are in great shape. Great, we didn't have any problems. They weren't stuck in air. I mean, they felt good. They were moving around well, and I'm give that's a tribute to our strength and conditioning staff and the job that they did with them this summer and throughout camp. And our guys have bought into it. I mean, they work extremely hard, and so we were in good shape, and therefore we were able to play our best ball in the second half, and they're even in the fourth quarter. So, I think it was a good thing. I really do. Now, those young guys, if there was any, I don't know if there's anybody that exceeded my expectations. I mean, I don't know if that's the way to put it, but I was pleased. I wasn't disappointed in any of their play, really. And so, it's kind of, for us, it's kind of fun to watch a freshman. He goes out there in the first few plays, he's floundering around, and he doesn't look like he's a player. And then you get into the second half and the third and the fourth quarters, and all of a sudden now you see him become the guy that he really is, and he starts doing things the right way, and it's just a learned experience for him.
How about Tyler Powell in particular?
I thought Tyler Powell played very well. Probably one of the guys in the defensive front that played the best, actually. I think the kid's going to be a really good football player. We keep him healthy, and he keeps growing and getting stronger and understanding even more. He's going to be a really good player.
There are some questions on both sides, up front on the offense and the defensive lines. How do you evaluate just how those guys did in the first game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd give them about a middle of the range. I mean, somewhere around a C. I mean, I don't think that they did anything really special, but I don't think that they were really bad either. I thought we made enough mistakes on both sides of the ball in the fronts to not grade out extremely well. The effort was good. I mean, so that wasn't a problem. It wasn't effort. It wasn't their energy. It was just, the growing pains that you're going to have with a young offensive line that's trying to gel. And the same thing a little bit defensive line-wise.
How big is the leap between Liberty and San Diego State?
Oh, I think it's quite a bit of difference now. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Liberty because they're a good football team, and they did some really nice things. Both of their fronts, offensively and defensive line-wise, I thought were pretty dang good. And then you throw in that quarterback and number 13, that receiver, and they had some weapons. So, but San Diego State's going to be a better football team in my opinion. they're very similar to some of the things that we did last year. They started off the year very slow last year, and then they finished really strong. And so I know coming into the season, they had a lot of confidence and feel good about where they're at. Rocky Long's he's going to do a great job, especially on that defensive side of the ball. They're going to, it will be chaos on that side of the ball. I mean, if it's anything like he's ever been in the past, I mean, he's moving guys around. There's all kind of exotic blitzes and different coverages, and so it will be a test for us in that way. And then offensively, I know Bob Toledo's their offensive coordinator, and Bob's a West Coast guy. He's been around, coached a lot of ball for a lot of years. And he will do a tremendous job with the offense.
I know you stressed penalties all throughout the offseason. Was there any common theme with the
Oh
penalties?
yeah. We had, 4 of our false starts were on the centers. On 2 young centers, and one that played his first plays, and the other that is still, he's our starter, but he's still trying to get some experience. So, 4 of the 5 of them were just on the centers alone, and then John Heck had one. But when you take those away, and you start becoming a little more respectable. We had 3 on defense, illegal procedures. I mean, and 2 of those were with number 8, and 1 was with number 20, another true freshman. And so we'll get those ironed out. We'll be better there. And then if you look at the rest of the game, you take those out of the mix. You're talking about 3 penalties. A block in the back on a punt return, and we have a roughing the snapper on the extra point. I don't even remember what the other one was.
12 man?
12, that's right. And that was, I'll take that one because that was...
Was that a substitution then?
Yeah, it was a guy who went from safety to corner, but in the game he was playing safety in that instance and wasn't sure, the other corner wasn't sure who was playing where, so that was because of the situation that we had.
Coming out of a timeout, how frustrating was that, especially that you...
Oh yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, coming from the sideline, it's definitely frustrating. But I'll take it because it was Tim wasn't sure if he was playing the corner or the safety in the situation, and that was just, if we would have had our normal starters in the game, I don't think that would have happened.
I know you mentioned you had officials in the off-season camp scrimmages and whatnot, and was there any common theme with penalties that were happening during camp, or was it cut way down?
No, it was cut way down during camp. It really was. I mean, because I talk to those officials every single day at the end of our practices, and anything that they want me to know, and anything I need to know. And I think we got much better throughout camp. Now, I mean, I didn't want to see us have 5 false starts and 3 illegal procedures. I can assure you. I mean because that's simple. I mean, that's really, we want to be no pre or post play penalties on offense. That's one of the goals that they have, and we had 5 right there. So,
Coach, in general, what does it take to get a read on a team's character in terms of intangibles like persistence and decision making?
it takes adversity. That's the only thing. I mean, it takes adversity, and we don't have to worry. It's coming. We had it in that game. I mean, no matter how anybody wants to look at it, I mean, I think the way our guys felt at halftime, I mean, it felt like we had adversity right then, and they had to come together to overcome it, and they did. And so, everything's just a small step, but I mean, there's more coming. We'll have it this Saturday. I mean, there's adversity coming Saturday, and again, how we deal with it determines what kind of football team we're going to be.